Hey guys, Chase here. Today we are going to be working on my DSG. Right now I'm just putting the tappet plate spring in, but I hope you enjoy. I will see you guys in the next video. Alrighty, so I've got my tappet plate spring on here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm stretching out my tappet plate spring. I'm adding a few coils to it. So right now it's down about 4 coils from where it was. And the point for that is to put it under more tension so it resets faster. These shims are not very sticky right now, which is a good thing because on here, I'll show you in a second, but on here, we're riding on graphite bushings, which don't really require as much grease. They're really self-lubricating, which is sort of my intention with this, is to make it so it's not a greasy, gaudy mess in there, and it doesn't need to be. It can kind of keep itself regulated without much grease. There's just grease on the gears and that's it. So now we're in here. For the record, I've got a gate aster. I've got the real deal piston and the FPS soft air piston head with the SHS steel body piston. And yeah, so trying to get this back together. I think that, boom, there we go. So now that nozzle has a lot of push behind it. And then, hey Anakin, and then right here, my gearbox case, we have the gate Eon. And I just got this in the standard aluminum. I couldn't find the other ones in stock anywhere, and it wasn't that big of a deal to me. This one, I'm interested to see how it works on the DSG. I really wanted to put it through its paces before I gave any sort of opine on it, but it appears to be working really well. I have no complaints for it thus far. It's done its job. It's worked for about 5,000 rounds so far, and I've got the gate aster in there, and I made a note of how many rounds I was at when I put the new gearbox shell in. So we'll see how it goes. Other than that, we've got the Aster Quantum Trigger, which allows you to have more delicate, or you can change the travel, you can change the sensitivity, all that good stuff. Other than that, pretty bog standard SHS gears, M150 spring here. This is an old APS tappet plate, and so these gearbox shells, they don't come with any of the hardware, so I had to get the tappet plate was from the D-Boys, which is the original shell that this is from. This is from an APS Silver Edge, so is the safety mechanism here. The bushings, like I said, are graphite. And yeah, so let's put this back in the case, in the shell, and then we'll do some FPS testing on it to see how consistent it is in full auto. Slide it back in here. It's in nice and where it should be. Yep, okay. What I like to do, there's a certain order you should reassemble these to make life easier on yourself. First thing you want to do is you want to put this crossbody pin in first, and then you do your pistol grip, your motor grip. And the reason for that, actually right here you should do your rear body pin, but I'm missing my rear body pin for this right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. But the reason you should do that is because the pin will align your gearbox in the body where it's supposed to be. And then when you put the grip on, you're sort of like locking it in against that pin. Rather than if you put the grip in first, then you might pull it out of line for where that pin is supposed to be. You'll have to forgive my dogs. They're just playing. All right, once that's in, pop the motor in. Okay, that's in. Now the thing about this grip that kind of sucks, this is a glitch grip from my SEMA Platinum SR25, I believe. It's a really good grip. I like the angle that it's at. The problem is when you put it back, it's one of the toolless grips, so it has this hinge mechanism here, and then you sort of have to push it down, and you have to get it just right, which I did, because I'm crazy good at doing that. Next, we're gonna do our mag release. Slide that in there. I have a piece of Velcro right here for, it's really just sort of like a finger rest when I know if I feel the Velcro, it's like the soft side of Velcro. I know if I feel that, then my finger's off the trigger. So it's like a good tactile thing for when I'm not playing, or when I need to just keep it ready, but not, just keep my trigger discipline up to snuff. Okay, so now we get into the stock. This is just the standard D-Boys buffer tube, and the stock is an old G&G armament stock. I don't know, you'll have to forgive me. I got it in my airsoft field about 10 years ago, so I have no clue if they still make it or not. Just get the zip tie off while I'm here. Okay, fucked up my cable. All right, now I have my normal buffer tube screw here, but I also have this piece. And the reason for this is that this gearbox casing, it's aftermarket, right? So it goes in a little bit differently. It's not as, the pin, the tension screw here at the back doesn't go in as deep on this as it does on the original. So I had to make that extended in there. It just fits, the buffer tubes have like a little lip in there, and it essentially just pulls that metal end piece. It gives it space to where it doesn't need as much of the gearbox to bite into to give it the strength and rigidity that it has. And it's under compression, so it's really strong for as far as 3D printing is concerned. Next, this is a Prometheus 6.03, and then I don't have a spring in here, but I have my little O-rings on here to keep it nice and where it should be. It's a Prometheus purple packing with the Retro Arms hop up and just an eraser as the hop tensioner. So that goes in there. That's on there. That's in. And then I like to just put that on finger tight so the other piece doesn't go falling through the backside. Oh, one more size down. All right. And that should be back together. Now let's just plug it in, make sure it didn't destroy itself. Sounds pretty good. Let's adjust the motor a little bit. It's too big. Just right. Hard to tell since it's going so fast, but I think that's where I want it to be. All right, let's go chrono and see if I've made any improvement to it at all. All right, so I got 2 5s in here. Gonna shoot full auto. 1.19 joules with 2 5s.